Okay. Hi, my name is Nathalie Yurtin. Today I'm going to be sharing 3 aspects of my identity. The 3 main aspects of my identity are an animal lover, a sister, and a crocheter. The first thing I'd like to share about myself is that I'm an animal lover. And then for that, I have these stuffed animals because this is my crested gecko and then frog. My obsession with animals began very young. I would catch and release lizards in my backyard around the age of 10. I joined an organization called 4-H, where I learned about and took care of pygmy goats. I even got to own my own goat. I have also spent many years volunteering at a farm and a wildlife local center. Today, I have my own animals, including a dog, 2 white tree frogs, a crested gecko, a leopard gecko, and a bunch of fish. And they're actually right behind me. Now that we've talked about my love for animals, let's move on to the huge role that I am in my life, a sister to an autistic brother. Life has always been difficult living with an autistic brother, but it's taught me so much about patience, compassion, and how not to be judgmental of other people. I have to be a good sister and stand up for him when people aren't treating him the way that he needs to be treated. And then here's the picture of me and him. And we're actually twins.
Oh, wow.
And then the third thing I'll tell you guys about is that as a new hobby of mine, I just recently learned how to crochet, and I absolutely love it. I've crocheted many crop tops, a stuffed animal giraffe, stuffed frogs, and more. I have finally found a hobby that both relaxes me and can show off my creative skills other than painting. The act of doing the same stitch in motion over and over again to create something beautiful is very fun. Each project takes me a long time, but I genuinely enjoy it so much. And I have a YouTube channel. And then these are some things I've crocheted recently. And then again, my 3 aspects of my identity are animal lover, sister, crocheter. I hope that you guys enjoyed my speech and learning about me. I'm very excited to watch everyone else's speech. And that's it.
Nice. Thank you. Do you want to go next, Hailey?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So hi, my name is Hailey Nyguen, and today I will tell you a bit about myself. So the 3 main aspects of my identity are I'm an independent, an immigrant, and a sister. So the first thing I would like to share about myself is that I'm an independent person. So when talking about independence, some of you guys may think that I live alone, but I still live with my parents. But the thing is that I only get to see them like twice a week maybe, because like they're too busy and they have to go to work from morning till night. And I do too. I also have a job and I work almost like 5 days a week. And sometimes I do feel exhausted, but I think I'm used to it. I've been working since I'm a freshman in high school. And the reason why I wanted to go out and work at that early age is because like sometimes I feel like I'm comfortable with spending and living with my own salary that I made. So having control over my own life is something that I feel proud of. And my parents are very like supportive. They let me decide things on my own and experience and overcome it myself because they wanted me to see the world with my own eyes, maybe, and experience it. So now that I have discussed my first identity, I will explain my second one. The second thing I would like to share about myself is that I am an immigrant. So the story is I was born and raised in Vietnam and I moved to America when I was 12. I moved here with my mom, my dad, and my little brother. To me, life here is hard at first because my whole life changed like completely when I first like came to America. Everything is so different, like the change in environment, culture, and lastly, the hardest part is language. So it took me a lot of time to get better at it. Even though my mom and my dad now are like still struggling with like language, especially English. But now I have been living here in the US for like almost 6 years now, and I miss my home country so bad. It's been like 6 years I moved here, but I never have a chance to go back to Vietnam. I think I should be in Vietnam around this time, but you know, Corona. Yeah. I even booked my flight like 2 months ago, but I have to cancel it.
No.
Yeah, I know. Now that I have discussed my second identity, I will move to my last one, which is my third identity. So the first thing I would like to share about myself is I'm a sister. As I said before, I have a little brother and he's like 3 years younger than me. And to be honest, I want to be an older sister. I want to have like an older brother instead. Because I want to be like a little sister because I like to be protected, you know? Yeah, but being the oldest one in the family is also a cool thing because sometimes I can have like control over my little brother and tell him what to do. And I think he loved me more than I do. Like even though sometimes I bully him, but he still loved me at the end of the day. So he always give me good foods and save the best thing for me, which is make me think that I'm the luckiest sister ever to have a sweet brother like him. And again, the three aspects of my identity are that I'm an independent, an immigrant, and a sister. And lastly, thank you everyone for listening to my speech, and I appreciate that. I hope to learn more about you guys as we go through and work together and pass with an A+ this quarter. Thank you, everyone.
Nice, thank you. Who wants to go next?
Next.
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Hold on, let me gather my notes. Okay. Hi guys, my name is Nitisuk or Nikki. And today I'll be telling you about three main aspects of my identity, which are I'm a student, I'm a boxer, and I'm a traveler. First thing I like to share about myself is that I'm a student and I really like to learn about new things, which helps me tie in with my traveling. Also, I'm trying to learn programming, and this is my item. It's just a little keyboard. And the next thing I like to talk about is that I'm a boxer. I identify with boxing because during that 3 minutes of fighting, I could just focus on that and nothing else. And I really have like a hard time concentrating on anything else. So as strange as it sounds, like that 3 minutes is like my 3 minutes of peace. And here's my items. Now that I talk about me being a student and boxing, the third thing I like to share is that I'm a traveler. So far, I've been to Korea, Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore. And I just really love traveling because I get to experience different types of cultures, see how people interact, and see how their lives are different from our lives as Americans. And I have a prop, which is from one of my trips in Japan. So I hiked Mount Fuji and I slept on Mount Fuji. And this is a stick that I got. So at each, there's stations on Fuji, and at each station, you would get a stamp branded on your stick that you buy at the base of the mountain. So this stick means a lot to me because it shows like that I completed the journey. And taking it on the plane was such a hassle. Thank you guys for listening. That now you guys know that I'm a student, boxer, and a traveler. I hope to get to know you guys better, and I hope we have a good semester or quarter.
Nice.
Thank you. You want to go ahead, Angel?
Yeah. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Angel Ramil, and I will be telling you a little bit about myself. So the three main aspects of my identity would be embroidery, being an older sister, and my Filipino heritage. And the first thing I'd like to share about myself is how much I love to embroider. And here is one of my first projects that I've done. And it's been a new hobby of mine. I started probably during the pandemic when I wasn't really sure what I would do at home. So it was a great hobby to like kill time throughout the day. And I like it so much because it adds a little extra touch to my outfits. And I feel like fashion and just being able to dress up is so important to me because it allows me to be original in my own way. And now that I've discussed embroidery, I'll be talking about being a sibling. And the second thing I'd like to share is that I'm an older sister. And here's a picture of my little sister, Aaliyah. And being an older sister means having a lot of patience, especially at an early age where she's still learning, because she doesn't always get it the first time, you know. When it comes to like math and addition, you would think it's like easy for you, but then it takes a while for children to do that. And sometimes you just gotta like breathe in, breathe out, and just, you know, stay calm because I don't want to make her cry or anything. And it's almost like becoming a second mom because, you know, when my mom's not home, I have to feed her, and then I have to help her out with homework and then pick her up from school. And a lot of my friends always say that, like, Angel, you look like such a mom. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of am. And then now that I've discussed being a sibling, I'll be talking about my Filipino heritage. And the third thing I like to share about myself is my heritage. And I just printed out this flag. It's the Philippine flag. And I was actually born in the Philippines, and I moved here when I was around 8 or 9 years old. So again, like with the language, as Hailey mentioned, it's a little difficult because English wasn't my first language, but luckily I had a little knowledge with it because in the Philippines, they would consider it our second language, but we didn't really learn it as much as, you know, Tagalog, which is our language. And part of our culture is that we're constantly surrounded by lots of family members. So if you like it, you wouldn't be surprised if you would see at least 15 people in one household at one time. So it's always crazy. It always feels like a party. And like when I'm by myself, I get so bored because I'm constantly surrounded by everyone. And then I was raised to work hard. And honestly, I have lots of respect for my family for leaving behind our home country and coming here and starting over just for our future generations to have better opportunities. So once again, the three main aspects of my identity are embroidery, being an older sister, and my Filipino heritage. Thank you, and I can't wait to get to know everyone more.
All right, thank you. I guess I am the last one. So I'm gonna begin. Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle, and today I would like to talk a little bit about my identities. The main aspects of my identity are that I am an introvert. I like to play card games, especially Pokemon, and I like to bake as a hobby. So the first thing I'd like to share about myself is that I am an introvert person. And as an introvert, it is sometimes very hard for me to like start a conversation, even, you know, in public speaking, it's very hard for me. And usually I avoid like those kind of like social gatherings, and I try to stay away, you know, from people. But I still consider myself as a very friendly person, even though I'm introvert. I have like, you know, some people understand that I have like a certain time that my social battery, to call it like that, like it goes like down. So I just have to, you know, walk out the room. And but you know, they understand, so people who's close to me. So yeah. So the second aspect of my identity is that I like to play card games, and especially Pokemon. And I have I don't know if you guys can see it. This is a coin from the Pokemon card game. I really love Pokemon because you know, card games in general for me are about strategy, and you know, like you have to think, and I really like to do like those stuff, and you know, just to play. And it is also, you know, a moment when you can have like a very special time with whoever you're playing. Like it's another kind of connection, and this is like linked to my introvert aspect, that I don't really talk, but when I play, I, you know, I can actually like, you know, mm, flow, you know, with the you know, with the other people. So that's the second aspect of my identity. The third aspect that I would like to share about myself is that I like to bake, and I bake as a hobby. And everything started because I watched this show called the Great Bake sorry, the Great British Baking Show. I'm sorry. Uh, and basically I it just captured me just to learn like how to make cakes and bread and everything that they make there. You know, it really inspired me to try to, you know, develop my baker skills, to call it somehow. um so I'm not very good at baking, but I try to, you know, my best to, you know, like mix the ingredients and just to, you know, have something that I can, you know, eat, and I can, you know, feel that I made this, you know, I can actually eat it. So yeah. and and again, the three aspects of my identity is that I am an introvert. I love to play card games, and I bake as a hobby. And I can't wait to learn about you know, more about you and your more identities from you. So thank you so much for your attention, and yep, thank you.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.
Okay, sounds good.